Hi everybody, Saturday night. This is Proud Fertility. Thanks for tuning in. I have here a surrogate's husband, and he's going to tell us a lot of jokes. So this is Proud Fertility, Surrogacy and Egg Donation in Canada, and I'm Nathan Chan, the Managing Director. And so we are going to interview this man in this birth pool with a child that doesn't need to be in this video. Okay, so give us one of your best dad jokes today to start off the evening.
Okay. What happens to a cow when it jumps over a picket fence?
What happens to a cow jumping over a picket fence?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Utter destruction.
Oh my lord. Okay.
Yeah.
That is, it left me speechless. Okay, that was a really good one. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, take me back to, what did you think about your wife wanting to be a surrogate? This was about 2 years ago?
Yeah.
A year and a half ago?
What I thought about her wanting to become a surrogate, I thought it was a pretty commendable and selfless act. I think not many people are willing to make that choice, especially after having 3 kids and knowing the struggles of pregnancy. So I say it's quite, you can even say heroic in some way, because you're allowing 2 people that can't have a baby, and you're blessing them with a child. And I know from having 3 what an incredible thing that is. So I was 100% supportive of it.
So you just said, oh, let's just do it. No hesitation whatsoever?
Pretty well. Like,
what?
My only hesitation was she, like, sure she wanted to do it. She brought it to my attention, because I was like, well, are you sure this isn't just like, you've watched some videos on YouTube and you're emotional about it, and so, or is this something you truly want to do? And she's like, I just want to help. I feel like, and she actually has, before she found out about you, she did bring that up in the past of like, what would you do if I wanted to become a surrogate? Or she had a friend that was having issues getting pregnant, and
okay.
she even made an offer to her saying, if you need a surrogate, she said, I would help you out. So I think that's a pretty incredible thing. I don't know, and so it wasn't just like this.
It's a well thought out
exactly.
process,
It wasn't just like spare the moment suggestion.
Spur of the moment is good too, but sometimes when you work too fast, it might catch up to you. So it's nice that it was a well thought out process, and supporting your wife has been a great journey too. Yeah. So what were some of your fears initially then? Let's just think about that.
I think the biggest fear would be, I think, not just because it was a surrogate or surrogacy, it was like any birth. So it'd be the medical, I don't know, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for, like medical problems, I guess.
Risks.
And if any
Risks,
birth, it's not complication free.
Exactly. So you're like, well, you're just increasing the odds of something happening to you further, because it's a 4th pregnancy, right? You've had 3 healthy pregnancies. Statistically, you're like, okay, well, chances are the 4th should be good, but there's always that increased chance of something going wrong, because they say 1 in 1,000 or 1, so every time you have a baby, technically you're eliminating that chance of, success or whatever. Okay. So I guess that would be.
So that leads us right to the next question about sacrifices. Mm-hmm. What are some of your sacrifices as the husband of the surrogate, husband of your husband, and a partner of your family, like, that you had to make in your journey?
I would say, I guess, time would be a sacrifice. Probably the biggest, because that's something you can never recuperate, nothing you can never get back. So, it's also part of the experience and the journey, more so for her, but if she has to go somewhere, let's say she went for her first, she went to BC for the first
Transfer, yeah.
Transfer. So,
transfusion. No transfusion. Don't worry, guys.
Transfer. She took the weekend off, or I don't know if I should say off, but she took the weekend away with her friend, and they went to BC, and she went to the clinic, and I had to stay home with the kids. And
a dog.
And a dog. So I guess, like, in my mind, that's a bit of a sacrifice, but at the same time, I also see it as just like a duty of the husband.
I'm gonna ask something really, like, a lot of husbands or partners of surrogates will ask this. What about some of the challenges of intimacy or sex or things like that?
Yep. But not in like the actual physical act, but it's more the getting there due to fatigue, hormone imbalance, like just pregnancy stuff. So it's like, I don't think it's, I mean, maybe there's a different, it might have been a little more different than a regular, like a normal pregnancy, I guess.
Yeah,
because
your own pregnancy.
Yeah, because there's extra hormones, a lot of the stuff that's trying to trick her body into becoming pregnant, which, you know, affects her moods.
Well, you're trying to make a body ready for
Yeah.
pregnancy when it's really not supposed to be pregnant, right? So,
and so those mood swings, I think, would also affect her desire to be intimate, or like
a nice guy like you, right?
Okay.
We could talk about this as a little bit of information. So when your wife was having a transfer, not a transfusion, there usually is pelvic rest, and there's going to be typically 2 weeks of no sex before and after an embryo transfer. So was that okay for you?
That's just marriage. That's just
Okay.
2 weeks ain't no thing.
You were talking about 2 weeks plus 2 weeks. Okay. What have been some of your challenges? Hormones?
I'd say that's like the major challenge. Like having gone through 3 pregnancies, other than like the initial portion of it, of her taking the hormones, like I even helped give her shots.
Okay, you helped with shots.
Yeah.
That's a very good way that he was supportive.
So, like...
What do you mean? What did you do? Like, you just stabbed her? And
well, I was just like, okay, here we go. And I just kind of...
Show me. Where? In her ass, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
No.
Okay, let's do some fun stuff. So, how did you think about your wife? Sorry, what do you think? How do you feel about your wife? How will she act or behave or think after the baby is given as a gift to this couple? Think she's going to be okay, or how is she managing it? How are you supporting her?
Well, from knowing her, like I think throughout this pregnancy, I think she's done a pretty good job at understanding and knowing through the whole thing. Like she's like, this isn't for me. She went into it knowing it's not for her. So I think that part of that, or the mental aspect of it, is already kind of one, I suppose
It's
you
set.
could say. It's set, yeah. So
the birth has not happened. Where is your wife in her journey? Is she kind of halfway, or where is she right now in that journey?
I don't know if I would say.
She's definitely pregnant.
Yeah,
she's very pregnant.
super pregnant. I mean, the journey of the actual surrogacy.
Well, no, she hasn't birthed yet. So
Yeah,
you're in the
yeah.
birth pool.
I'm 41 weeks.
Oh, is that what you're getting? Oh, I thought you meant like
41 weeks. Mentally, is she gonna be
Math
okay,
is hard.
you think?
yeah. I mean, I think it'll be tough after the baby's been born, because I mean, you got to think that the woman or the surrogate is they've made the baby, right? And as the baby grows and develops inside your womb,
Yeah.
the baby's gained personality, you know, so they can react. You understand it's kind of behavioral, I don't know, and it's the way, you know, just the way it behaves. You're like, oh, the baby's doing this again, and yeah, she does this, or whatever, when I eat these foods. So you kind of, even if you don't think it's going to happen, I would imagine that it's only natural that you develop a type of bond, emotional bond with it. So when it comes time to give it to the intended parents, that could be a tough, you know, attachment, because
It is tough, but I think we've been working at this from the very beginning.
Sure.
It's a very intentional gift. We'll have to check in with her when that does happen. Okay, how do you handle, this is the funny good stuff, how do you personally, husband of a surrogate, handle when people ask you about your wife being pregnant, or they congratulate you or her?
Yeah, I find it pretty funny, because
Funny? Why?
well, because they'll be like, you know, I could be like, oh yeah, she's a surrogate, but I like to make a joke out of it in a good way, and like I'll try to make humor. That's just the way I do.
Just give us the joke. So
Yeah,
I come up to you and be like,
yeah.
wow, you're going to be busy. Congratulations, buddy.
Oh my
What
god.
would you say?
Well, then I'd be like, oh, my wife, yeah, she's pregnant, but it's not my kid.
Not mine.
No, it's some other guys, actually. And then they'll be like, oh, okay. that's cool. 'Cause I like to wait, like kind of like.
Because they're thinking it's
Yeah,
like.
I like to
she-
wait and see what the reaction's gonna be. Some guys are like, oh, that's great. Congrats,
You're supportive,
yeah,
man.
and then I'm like, yeah, but no, she's a surrogate. She's had it for 2 other guys.
Okay.
And then they're like, oh, but then
Not one guy, but two guys. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, nice.
But I like it because I kind of, I like to kind of brag on her behalf because it's a bit of a selfless thing, and I know guys will be like, I shouldn't say a bit, it is a very selfless thing, and the guys will be like, oh wow, like that's really great of her, and I'm like, and then inside I'm like, yeah.
But no one's judged you or said any mean things yet?
I've never heard anyone say anything mean like, ew. Other than like, I've had people go like the sex question. They're like, is that kind of weird then when you have sex? I'm like, for me personally, no, it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it's just, to me, it's just, having sex with my pregnant wife. It's just that's that,
I'm glad you guys are having sex.
Yeah,
It's great.
it's great. Yeah, when you have it.
Any other funny stories or humor that's happened in your journey so far?
Well, I mean, there's all sorts of funny stuff. I don't know if I can think of any specific moment, but it's just, I don't know. Just, again, it'll probably be more like after the fact, like probably in a year
have to
from
check
now.
in.
Yeah, because I'd be like, oh, remember that time? I'm like, oh yeah, that was crazy. You were nuts. I'm like, I know. And then we'll laugh about it. But right now, it's going to be like,
we're at the end of the 3rd trimester.
we're weathering the storm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weathering the storm.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That was just funny in itself. Okay, so we're going to ask you to end off with another great dad joke.
Okay.
And so for all our viewers, before you listen to this dad joke, we have been funny about it. I really do want to thank this gentleman here for helping, you're giving a huge sacrifice, and you're in this process of making someone else become a parent.
Mm.
So thank you so much for that. So end this off with one of your awesome dad jokes.
Okay. What happens when you run behind a car?
Is this pregnancy related?
No.
Okay.
Well, I guess if they're pregnant and running behind the car, sure.
Water breaks.
No, that's good though. It's actually not bad.
Really?
Yeah. You get exhausted. But
Oh my god.
Water break, that could be kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so make sure you give credit to this man, this Proud Surrogates proud husband, who is very proud. He spoke very proudly today.
Yeah.
We wish you and your family a really great birth in this great birthing pool in your living room. And we will count down to this as the 41 weeks makes. Hopefully, it's not going to be too much longer. Signing off, Proud Fertility, Surrogacy and Egg Donation Canada. Ciao.